vlogsters. It is morning. It is already 20 after. It's funny because got my coffee. How do we talk about ADCD? Attention Deficit Cleaning Disorder. It's when you start cleaning one thing and then see something else and it distracts you. And the best planner in the world cannot control the ADCD. I don't know anybody who can just walk away from a mess because I'm not scheduled to clean that right now. I wanted to really just quick note as people have been really complimenting me on my glasses, and I really appreciate the love. They're from Peepers. I actually, not sponsored, just saw a vlog, saw an ad on Instagram, and they have blue light blocking. So if you are in front of your screen an excessive amount of time, of any kind, of any screen, excuse me, then you sometimes get eye strain or a little bit of a headache. It's a really cute story, actually. My cousin, hold on, I'm sorry. My cousin Beth saw my little post when I got them, and she was like, oh, I totally need those. And she found them on Amazon. She found Peepers on Amazon instead of buying directly from the store so she can have them the next day. And she was like, they help tremendously. She's a teacher. She's a high school teacher. And she is having to do like the school at home thing that's going on now. Like I don't think anybody has really canceled learning as much as they've canceled school, like closed the schools. They've not canceled learning. So she's having to do a lot of stuff on like this over the Skype type situation. There's different programs, Google Class, Google Meet, Microsoft Meetings. It's like the list goes on and on. Zoom is one that Lisa uses. So she was like, oh, those are so great. And these are magnifiers. They have them in like just blue blockers with no magnifiers. They have magnifiers with no blue blockers. They sell sunglasses. They have really cute frames. They keep up to style. They were $25, which is more than I would spend on just like my Dollar Tree readers. But I find them so necessary. Being first of all, being a person in the modern day, I spend a lot of time on a screen. But being a YouTuber, I spend countless hours on a screen. Because whether it's like answering comments, editing videos, getting inspiration, like when I troll Pinterest or the online retailers to see what the trends are and stuff, I don't really do that as much. I do that when I'm like flat for inspiration sometimes. Actually, that's not true. I'll get advertisements just like everybody else, and I'll be like, oh, that is so cute. Let me see what else they have. I am susceptible to clickbait. I just am. I'm just a human. My first sip. The first sip of coffee is always like the best, isn't it? I've added a daily dose of Metamucil to my routine. So if you're new, hi, my name's Jeri-Ann. This is how I look all the time. You're lucky if I brush my hair. I'm just saying. No, I'm kidding. I wake up in the morning and I drink it's supposed to be 700 milliliters, which I just make it a 24-ounce cup. I drink my 24 ounces of room temperature water. Basically, I fill the cup the night before and it's perfect in the morning. So I drink that, wait 45 minutes. It's funny because when you start doing something that it works for you, you want to don't ever want to stop to see if it doesn't work kind of thing. Does that make sense? You don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to stop drinking my water. And then all of a sudden you're like, eh. But there's a couple of good things. First of all, I heard it helps with your pain and joints. I heard it helps with your digestive system. I think Dr. Oz puts some sort of citrus in it in the morning. It depends on the citrus. And he doesn't do quite as much water. But look, the new standard is you're supposed to drink 50% of your body weight in ounces a day. It's no longer just 8 glasses of water. So that's a lot of water for me. I mean, we're talking over a gallon. So I really have to get my water in, you know? Right, a gallon, 32. Yeah, it's more than a gallon. Like a gallon and a half, actually. Yeah, something like that. There's no shame in my game. It's about 180 ounces of water, so I have to start early. And I don't always do it. I'm not perfect. Oh, far from it. It's one symptom of type 2 diabetes that I never feel like I ever got was the increased thirst. Now, that could be because I just always am conscious about drink water. Like drink because it's water. But sometimes I actually have the opposite problem where I'm like all day and I've just had like, haven't even finished my second cup of coffee and it's 9 o'clock at night. And usually I drink my coffee before I start. Well, I drink the water in the morning, then I drink my coffee, then I drink the rest of my water during the day. And sometimes I don't even get to it. It's weird. But I started adding Metamucil. So before I drink my coffee, I do my Metamucil. I'm just on 1 to 2 teaspoons is the formula. Kind of like to tell you a range, sort of. So I just do like what's equivalent to like a teaspoon and a half is really what I have it measured out to in the 8 ounces of water. And I usually generally drink that like quickly and right away. If you've ever tried Metamucil, it can settle back into like powder form on the bottom of your cup if you sip it. But I kind of like it because I haven't had juice. And I know it's not juice. I haven't had juice in 20 years now. Just about. I was diagnosed as type 2 diabetic in June of 2010. So we're approaching 10 years being a type 2 diabetic. It's been like, so it's nice, that refreshing juice in the morning. I was drinking Crystal Light a lot, but then the artificial sweeteners started to like really hurt my, what I'm pretty sure is fibromyalgia, but I don't, fibromyalgia is, there's no test for it. It's just a diagnosis of elimination right now. When they do come up with a test for it, I probably will go get a test for it, but it's hard to get diagnosed, especially when you're a type 2 diabetic because of neuropathy. So you get pain, and then most doctors just want to like chalk it up to neuropathy. They don't want to like go to fibromyalgia yet. But the reason I say that it is that is because fibromyalgia can be affected by artificial sweeteners. And if I drink like, we go to Sonic and I get a Route 44 Blackberry Coke Zero. That's 44 ounces of diet soda. And I can feel the next day. Sometimes I forget that I drank it. I wake up and I'm like, oh my God. And I do that. I talked to you guys about that, right? Like, what did I eat yesterday? Or what did I do? Like, just things will hurt so bad. And then I'll be like, oh, that's probably what that was. I don't know for sure, but it seems to be like that for me. So some studies that I read or some information that I heard, I'll say that because I don't read. So I'm sure I got it from, no, I'm just kidding. I do read pamphlets, articles. So somewhere I heard that artificial sweetness can aggravate it. So I noticed that. I mean, I don't notice it with the the half a cup of sweetener. Well, it's not even a half a cup. It's probably a quarter cup between the 2 cups of coffee in the morning. Of sweetener of artificial sweetener that's in my creamer. Because even the amount that I drink doesn't have that much artificial sweetener in it compared to like a soda, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Because it's still mostly coffee. Anyhow, I digress. So I had my Metamucil. I went out to make a cup of coffee, make my Metamucil, and then I have to unload the dishwasher and all that kinds of stuff. So I just, I know many of you, like me, are not shut in. Well, some people are shut-ins. I don't mean that, but for the rest of us, we're sort of like housewives with limited access to the outside world. That's not a nice way to say it. Who normally are homebodies in general. So this stay-at-home crisis isn't really affecting us the same as it does the people who are outside all the time. So I wanted to just be able to say, if any of you are stuck at home that aren't normally stuck at home, just wanted to give you some encouragement from somebody who's a homebody. I don't know if that'll help, but I know that here's what I do know. Let me put it that way. Here's what I do know. If you love your space and you love your family, you could be home all the time. There is really nothing that you can do outside except shopping and having other people prepare food for you, which technically with delivery service, you could still have other people prepare food for you. But like even when you go sit at a bar, you know, like you sit at a bar, say you're a person who hangs out in a club. Yeah, it's about socializing, right? But we can socialize, you know, we can socialize from our homes. We could socialize, you know, it's a kind of a funny joke that I heard once before that somebody was talking like it wasn't a millennial actually, it was somebody even younger than that. They were like, did you know, like holding her cell phone, and she was like, did you know these things make phone calls? Because people from my generation, we still talk on the phone. I'm learning, I've learned to appreciate the art of the text message because unfortunately we don't always have time for an entire phone call normally. Well, actually, I take that back. Other people don't normally have time to talk on the phone with us the entire time. But we, as homebodies, do. And I love the fact that now I can call my friends and family and know that they'll be home. And, you know, they might still be in the middle of something. There's no doubt. But all of those things that you always thought, like when you have a busy life and you're outside of home working, and you always wish that you could do like, oh, I just wish I could sleep in, or I wish I could just spend the day with the kids, or I look forward to summer vacation. Like all of that can be happening for you right now. You can, you know, start your day, whatever you do at work, start your day, start your kids' day, you know, whatever your new normal seems like right now. And then, you know, spend the rest of the time enjoying. This is not to encourage summer school, but I went to summer school when I was in 7th and 8th and 9th grade. I didn't go to summer school in 9th grade. I did. I went to summer school in 9th grade. The reason I did is because I had a problem learning in the classroom because of my intelligence. I know you've probably never heard of that before. I was just the perfect amount of like impatience. I still have it. I don't have any patience for average developing adults like I do for anybody with a disability or anybody with learning disability or with children. I just don't have my peers. I don't have that much patience for my peers, which is, I mean, that was in high school and middle school too. That wasn't just now. But I felt like I was so bored in the classroom. I used to like, how many times does the teacher have to explain this to you and just be like so bored because I got it right away, and I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. In fact, if I could go back and shake her and be like, maybe you could help other people learn. But, you know, it was what it was at the time. But anyway, I used to say, why can I learn in 6 weeks what you take all year to learn? Like, that's the thing I never understood about summer school. Everything that you need to know can be taught in 6 weeks, in 30 days. In 30 days of learning, as opposed to the 188 days we go to school to learn. That's why the kids now have so much more time that they do at school. So at school, the day might run from like, say, 8 to 3. But when they're home learning their lessons, they'll be done in 2 hours. It's because they don't have to deal with all the other stuff. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons is there's no extracurriculars, or you probably don't do art class, and, you know, lunch is blended into your day, like that kind of stuff. But take this opportunity with that extra time to spend with your family. I think I would have given the world. I actually used to like cut school, like be absent a lot when I was really young. I used to play hooky is what we used to call it. I hid in closets. I hid in the back of my mom's car. I hid under beds. Like, I really, like, just, if my nan was asleep, because my nan used to get me ready for school in the morning. If my nan was asleep, or the time she lived in California, I would just, like, do anything I could to stay home. I just loved having that one-on-one time with my mom. Like, or just, kids were mean, and I didn't want to be social, and I didn't want to have them be mean, and I wanted the teachers be stern about why I didn't do my homework. But I would have done anything. I did do anything to stay home and spend the day with my mom, just one-on-one. So do that. I mean, you think as adults we appreciate that without children, or I don't have children, but you know what I mean. But I think a lot of children appreciate it too, like, because they don't get to see you when you're a working mom as much either. So all things to consider. So what do I do to give you some encouragement? Spend more time with your family. Reconnect with friends. That be social over the phone, over Skype, over FaceTime, over Facebook Messenger has a really great. WhatsApp has a really great video chat feature. There's plenty out there, but these ones are all free. And reconnect. Learn a skill. Watch a YouTube video. What is it? Shameless plug here. Insert shameless plug here. Learn a skill. Bake, cook, clean, redecorate. I mean, it's springtime. What a better opportunity to do spring cleaning than to be home. Hello. You hear the birds? So I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to come on here and hopefully give you guys a little bit of encouragement if you're stuck at home from somebody who is a stay-at-home housewife. So, yeah. And you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them. You know the drill. And as always, you take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye.